And so we're doing these things, master healing techniques. And so I thought we'd start exploring either like the depth of an oil or a particular application, something to augment the things that we might already be doing, be it clinically or we take some aspect from one of the classes and we go a little bit deeper than we normally do in the class, or mix and match things from different classes. It's kind of one of those things where anything goes. And one of the things that I thought we'd do tonight is, we're always trying to find ourselves in a better place in the world. It might be trying to materialize something. It might be connecting to the divine. It might be being able to be more connected in a relationship. It might be a health issue where you're trying to heal. And one of the things that really will dictate the rate of healing, be it physical, psychological, even sometimes in a relationship, or our ability to produce a result or meet a goal or a deadline, really comes down to the basic chakra. And the basic chakra is the bottom of the tailbone. And we think of it from the point of view of just the good old-fashioned basic chakra. But the basic chakra is in charge of bone, muscle, and blood, right? I mean, it does other things too. It has the survival mechanism. It has your ability to be grounded, be realistic, be practical. It has to do with prosperity, abundance, all your body's tissues. And so there's different aspects within the body that contribute to the health of this particular energy center. And you could say, in a way, out of all the energy centers, this one's kind of the toughest one to kind of wrestle with, because it's really tied to the form. All the other chakras are tied to the essence or expansion, but the basic chakra is condensation. It is the form. And when you try to get something in sometimes, or you go directly at it, it can get a little sketchy, right? Like sometimes because of the defense mechanism, it pushes back. And so there's ways you could say that we can come in the back door and influence the basic chakra without it pushing back and resisting. And it's not a conscious resistance. It's just the nature of the basic chakra until it gets refined enough. So one of these areas is the arms and the legs. We do that in a lot of the classes where we explore the armpits, the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the hips, knees, ankles, soles of the feet. Another one is the protective webs, like that little filter between the chakra and the body that keeps out some of the outside influences. One of the other areas is the organs for blood purification. And so sometimes when we're really trying to make a shift or bring something in, we can access things in a way in the organs of blood purification to help physicalize these aspects and integrate them into the form. So it could be light, it could be love, it could be a health issue, shifting that. When I say love, it could be divine love, or it could be a relationship, even meeting goals and deadlines in a very practical way. But you could say the basic chakra is heavily impacted by the negativity projected at you from other people. It also likes to kind of predict the future. And so in a way, it has a hard time being facing mystery or uncertainty, right? We always attribute that to the brain, which is true, but in the energy body, a lot of it's in the basic chakra. And then it helps us to explore, like when it's a little bit more flexible, it helps us to explore the unconscious. And by going through and exploring the unconscious, you're hoping to look to align, almost like you're your most deepest, lowest part of your nature, of the low nature, and you're helping it to align with your high nature. So in a way, it's a way to spiritualize very quickly, and it's a way to bring essence in. It's a way to help shift and change something. So this is what I thought we'd do today. You know, we put in the newsletter like this kind of technique that has all these pieces. And one of the last pieces was the part with hyssop. So if you have hyssop, I'm going to have you pull the hyssop out. If you do not have hyssop, let's give you some choices, right? So frankincense, sage, rue, African bluegrass, or palisando. Those are really solid choices. If you don't happen to have anything that we're talking about, let us know and I'll come up with something else for you to use. So in the future, we're going to be doing this for a while, where we just explore different things. It's going to be kind of a fun thing where we just pull in different things and we talk about it and play with it. And, you know, we just do a little bit of exploring. And so sometimes I'll be giving you guys a heads up in the newsletter, like these are the oils to have maybe in the next week. So it even gives you like a week or 10 days to pull something together. But for a little bit, let's just play with what you got. Okay. And so pull out the oil that you're going to use. If you have hyssop, grab hyssop. Yeah. And this is what I'd like you to do. You're not even inhaling at this point, but you're just going to close your eyes. In whatever area you'd like to address, just contemplate it. Your awareness isn't anywhere other than you're just contemplating either physical healing or an issue in a relationship, some anxiety you might have, a fear that you might have, something at work, something you want to bring in, some goal you want to do, kind of anything goes. You're not even inhaling yet, you're just contemplating. Which kind of you? Oh, check you out. Old school. And continue to contemplate. And now your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone. You're still thinking about the same thing. And as your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone, go ahead and start inhaling. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then just let go for a moment. You're just letting go of everything. You're pausing the things you're thinking about, and you're just letting go. Now, begin inhaling, and your awareness is on the lungs. You're not thinking about anything. You're not trying to do anything. You're simply just inhaling and exhaling with your awareness on the lungs. You're still taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the lungs. Yeah, Samantha's already saying very expansive. This is the thing when you make the basic really flexible, oh, the upper center's just, it really opens up the intuitive part of the mind. This is kind of like a marriage between the mystical side of the things we've been doing and the sides where we're very regimented with patterns. It's kind of, you're starting to make, I don't know, you're mixing it together and you're almost creating something similar but different, something new. It's like a 7-layer dip or something that you're making where it's just got all the good stuff in it. Now, move your awareness to the liver on the right-hand side below your ribs. So you're on the right-hand side below your ribs. Again, you're not visualizing anything. You're not doing anything other than just inhaling the oil that you're using. In the Bible, I keep doing it and I'm going to keep chatting. But in the Bible, it refers to Solomon, King Solomon, and there's a prayer / invocation that says, "Purify me with hyssop, make me white as snow." What you're doing with the hyssop through the organs of blood purification is the actual process that he's referring to. The white as snow is, on one level, you could say it's purifying the energy body, but on a deeper level, it is purifying the things that potentially would dirty the soul. So you could say conditioning, you could say wear and tear of everyday life, disconnection because of the bad things that happened, the conditioning. I find doing this sometimes, things that were upsetting all of a sudden aren't that upsetting anymore. Now move your awareness to the gallbladder area. You're not quite on the gallbladder here, but close enough. So you're going to go to your midline, move a couple inches to the right. You're still below the ribs. And in that area, just slightly off the right of your midline, below your ribs, you're going to take long, slow, deep breaths with the hyssop or whatever oil you're using. And then just let go for a moment. Just be still. Your awareness is down on your kidneys. You're still on the kidneys. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And then to your spleen on the left-hand side below your ribs. You're on the spleen, left-hand side below your ribs. And then just pause and let go. Let go of everything. Again, you're contemplating that same goal, that same healing, that same relationship. Whatever it was, contemplate it again, and your awareness is on the basic. So in this master healing techniques thing, it's going to be kind of a situation where anything goes. Like we're going to mix and match, we're going to use different things. I'm also going to do a little energy work on you guys while this is happening. Okay, like we're just going to start tying everything together, right? So keep your eyes closed, keep inhaling. Your awareness is on the basic, the bottom of the tailbone, and just inhale. Let the inhalation go. Just be still. Let everything go. Begin inhaling again on your lungs. As you're inhaling on your lungs, I'm going to chant a mantra. Just hear the mantra, no need to follow it, just let everything happen. Inhale with your awareness on the lungs. Om Tare Tutare Tur Swaha. 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 Your awareness is on the liver, right hand side below your ribs. Om Tare Tutare Tur Swaha. 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 Om. Just pause and then go for a moment. Very soothing. Your awareness is on the gallbladder area. So go to your center line, off to the right a little bit, about 2 inches. below your ribs. Begin inhaling with that same oil you're using. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Move your awareness to the kidneys. Inhale, using the same oil. Your awareness is down on your kidneys. Om Tare Tu Swaha. 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 Up to your spleen on the left-hand side below your ribs. You're inhaling, you're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Now your awareness is on your back throat, the middle of the back of your neck. You're inhaling. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om Tare Tu Swaha. Om. Just let go. Let go of everything. Just be still. Be aware. Just let go. Okay. Let's have you just kind of move around a little bit. Assess yourself. Let's maybe just do a little bit of like sharing. Share your experience, and then after that, maybe a couple questions or something. But sometimes we learn a lot from just what other people are saying. So go ahead and share. Unmute yourself or type in.
Probably smart after I'll come out. Ask him.
How'd that treat you?
Really nice. Go ahead, Peggy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel quite very relaxed but alert. And after we did the two practices prior to, I'm surprised that I'm as alert because I was almost gone for those two
Yeah.
sessions. And then to come back and to do this with the hyssop, I actually picked up closest was the hyssop supreme.
Mhm.
So I'm amazingly alert. Is that
Yeah, actually is kind of my experience. Like the thing that I notice when I do this, like sometimes I do it with healing and sometimes I do it with oils and sometimes I do it with both. And I include mantra with that. I find that it's very calming and soothing and like the emotions, but it's almost not even the emotions, but it's like, you know, life presents like difficult situations or changes or just agitation or tension, or you go like, I gotta have a tough talk with this person, or I gotta go and deal with that thing down at the store, or you know, whatever it is. All of a sudden it's just like you go, it'll be good. Like you know, it's almost like the thing that is like almost on red alert, all of a sudden just kind of calms down. Like it just.
I can
And so
estimate?
like I hesitate in saying this is to treat lower emotions. I mean, I think it does, but it's doing something a bit different. And like any time that you work like the arms and the legs or the things that are stuck in the body or the protective webs, and here we're working the organs of blood purification, you're like kind of undoing conditioning that happens to the defense mechanism, like in the basic. It's in your physiology too, but like it's so like all over the place in your physiology. A great place to go and find it is use the basic chakra as like getting your foot in the door. And you know, you're working those organs of blood purification, and it's not completely hitting all of it, but it's a big piece. Like it's a really big piece. And the thing that's nice about hyssop is as you're inhaling hyssop and working the different organs of blood purification, you're also opening up your spine. And from the spine, there is always like the lowest emotions. That's where they're coming from, like the deepest releases. That's where it's coming from. And so it's kind of this interesting thing. And then, you know, like I do kind of like on you guys tonight, I didn't do a ton of energy work. I just ran a little energy on you for a couple of minutes, just like I would on myself or Samantha when we're like kind of hanging out at home at the end of the day and kind of cleaning the day off. And then you throw a little mantra in that, or, you know, it's different depending on what we're doing. But for this is a nice little combination. Like in 10 or 15 minutes, you're like, I feel pretty good. Like you know, I shook off the day and I feel like I could either do more or just go to bed like in a good place, or you know, whatever it might be. And I think it's good to always look at things as like a clinical thing, as a symptom, and then look at systems, and then you're looking at chakra patterns, and then we're looking at the mystical components of the inside and out. And it's good to learn all these pieces and practice all these pieces individually. But then at some point you go, okay, now let's throw a party. Let's just start mixing and matching these things. We know what we're shooting for, but the rules have changed now. Let's start playing and mixing some of these things in ways that's not so super structured, but almost spontaneous. You're working the energy, you're working the flow in the body, you're working the descent of the energy and the rise of the energy. And so, you know, all of that in 10 or 15 minutes, like that's a good solid way to spend 15 minutes. You know, it was longer here. It was like 30 minutes, but still.
It's got an essence of joy. It's like you're not
Yeah,
tense
it's very, I mean, it makes you very lighthearted. Like you're just like, it's
yeah,
all good.
it's really good. Thank you.
Yeah. And so we are gonna post these for you guys, and like, you know, this is open to everybody. Like it's, you know, even if somebody's never taken a class and you have a friend, like bring them in, you know, make sure they have some oils or something, but bring them on in.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And they'll be posted on YouTube. So you could even practice this again, during the week.
I took notes. Thank you.
You're so on.
We have some shares
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Got super groggy
Yeah.
and became very aware of some discomfort in body, but also more accepting of it being there.
Yeah, perfect. Because that's but whoever that is, you nailed it. So that's the thing sometimes is it's sometimes not even the environment. Sometimes it's like you have an an injury or you have a little arthritis or your back's a little out or something. And it's hard for your nervous system not to go into a little weirdness or a little fight flight or get a little like, oh, I gotta manage this problem. And it's not necessarily that it goes through and heals it to the bone, but it still makes your body a little bit more regulated and a little bit less reactive, I should say, to like the discomfort in the body, which means it's easier for it to heal. That's the thing with like pain or something that's compromised, especially when it can be something that you're aware of. Like if it's your liver and you can't feel it, you really don't know, right? But if it's like, oh, my back, oh, my shoulder, oh, my wrist, or whatever it is, it's just mechanics where it's going to do things to your immune system. It's going to do things to your nervous system. It's going to do things to your endocrine system and also the mind a little bit. And so by going through and being able to regulate this, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, that's there, but everybody else is just okay with it. Like all those systems, they're okay with it. They're just, everybody's chill.
They also have it leaning over on couch, like I'm being pulled down to rest.
Yeah, good.
The pain and discomfort feels like I'm watching a show and I could just change the channel or switch it off and don't have to.
Excellent. Because that's the thing is the pain will cause, or the discomfort will cause like the mind to become a little fixated, like you have a sore in your mouth, your tongue touches it 3 times a minute or whatever it is. The body's like, or the mind is like checking on it. And if you can get it to the place where you're just like, yeah, it's there, but it's not going to consume my attention or my day. It makes it easier for the body to heal it. I mean, bottom line.
Nice. Okay, so relaxed, I can't speak.
Yeah.
Lots of yawning at the back throat.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's a way just to like when you do all that and then you get to the back throat, it's just a way to like flush some things out of your whole like energy body real quick. It's not necessarily the deep all cleanse thing, it's just a little shortcut just to kind of flush whatever kind of came up.
That felt nice. When would be a good time to use this protocol?
I would say you could do this every night before you go to bed. If you think about, like I think last night when we were doing the study group, there was a lot of people, well, not a lot, a few people talking about sleep issues. And, I was looking at the emails earlier in the day, and there were several people talking about sleep issues. So, we did a little exploration there last night. And, I'd already planned this out, but I mean, think about how good you feel, how light you feel. It's like it eases the heaviness of the day. And so do this before you go to bed. You'll sleep deeper. You'll probably fall asleep faster. And when you wake up, you'll be more like kind of uplifted.
It usually takes me hours to unwind after work. This brought me there almost immediately.
Yeah. And like I said, we're going to post the recording. Really, you could do it in about half hour. So even when you're visualizing the thing, like, okay, what do I want to bring in? So, you could say, oh, healing or nicer relationship or winning lottery tickets, whatever it is, right? But just like what you said, say you had a hard day at work and you have like maybe a problem that you still have to deal the next day. You go, I would like to bring in a resolution for that problem. I would like to bring in harmony as my peers at work, we all interact as we deal with this, or I'm dealing with some difficulty with a person or partner or whatever it is. You think about just like, I would like this to be healed. I would just, so you can just kind of think about it. You don't even have to define the ending, but just think about it, bring it down. Your awareness is on the basic, and then follow the steps. It's a way to shake off even the difficulties of the day.
I so identify with what Greg is saying. I was feeling some anxiety over having a colonoscopy tomorrow. Feeling so calm and peaceful, sustained awareness. My back was a little tight and very
Yeah.
relaxed now.
That's very normal. Like to have like some tension about that, but this is what I always tell myself: the tension doesn't serve anything. Like I don't have any control over it, so I need to be as relaxed as possible as I go into it. And sometimes you can completely relax, and sometimes if you can just take the edge off. I always found it kind of interesting when I worked with like high level people in the corporate setting. Like there was this one CEO, he used to always say this to me, but other ones would say variations of this. He'd go and he'd do it like this. He'd go, can you bring the stress down just a little bit? And I go, well, you want me to get rid of the stress? And he'd go, oh, I don't know that that's possible, but just bring it down. And I laughed, but he's also being accurate. It's like he has 8,000 employees. Tomorrow, he probably has to make 40 phone calls. He's got all these decisions. There's always a problem or a fire that he needs to put out. That I'm saying that let's get rid of the stress. He's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But if we could bring it down a notch, I can relax tonight. And I'm like, makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. And so sometimes it's just that, like you're going in for a procedure tomorrow, still might be a little bit anxiety producing, but if you can lower it a bit so that when you go and do it, it becomes an easier thing to deal with. There you go. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, we're going to be doing this every week. It's open to everybody. So if you can, join us, because they're just going to be these kind of nice, kind of fun explorations that are not just clinical, we're just going to do things to improve quality of life, augment the things we're already doing.
Go ahead, Sonia.
Hey, Sonia.
I started getting this heavy weakening energy Monday, and the center of my heart chakra hurts, and I don't know what it is, or if there's an attack or something. Can you tell?
What's hurting your heart?
My heart chakra, but like my whole energy. I mean, like there's this heavy, funny energy that's coming in, and it's a weakening energy, it feels like. And I'm not sure if I'm getting an attack or of something by something.
Yeah, there's something being projected at you a bit. And I know you have things that you're a bit sensitive to. Can you use sage?
Yeah.
Use sage. Inhale sage, take a sage bath, put it on your joints.
Well, see, my brother lives in Indonesia, and there's different energy.
I don't know that it's your
Yeah.
brother. It looks female to me.
It's got to be my sister then.
Yeah, that sounds kind of accurate.
Yeah, she's in kill mode right now.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to think of your sister as you inhale the sage, that could be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah. She wants you to think or behave a particular way.
Yeah, I know she does. She told me if I didn't do what she wanted,
Yeah,
that
there you
she
go.
would destroy my
There you go.
contract to the house, and she's got it. She won't give it up, so I'm stuck.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. That's what it is.
Oh, only even my mother says, well, she isn't honest. She's not, she's got dementia, but she's still like, oh, my sister's got problems and she's not honest and she lies and she's done that ever since she was little. And yeah, so I'm going like, she's feeling it too.
Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight. And I think we sent the email out. You know, the book drops tomorrow and it's free for 4 days. A digital copy is free. And so there's an email that went out tonight. So if you can, or if you want, the book is free. So for the next 4 days, like starting 5 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time, it will be available for 4 days. So
What book?
download it if you want.